Hello, friends. I'm Kerry Farr, the owner and founder of TKO Concrete Coatings in Nashville, Tennessee. We started out about 15 years ago doing stained concrete floors, and we've done thousands of stained concrete floors over the years. And actually, we started out just doing them for homeowners in the beginning, and we do big commercial stain jobs, industrial stain jobs, and I wanted to talk to you about stained concrete floors now. A stained concrete, basically what you do when you come in and stain a floor is you grind the surface. You want to open up the pores, get all of the, there might be a cure and seal or something on the concrete. You want to get all of that stuff off, open up the pores so that the floor will color. And then after that, you're going to come back, and a lot of people use a sealer, but what we do is we use an epoxy, 100% solids epoxy, and we come back and put a urethane on top of that. Don't pay any attention to that phone. That's President Trump calling me. I'll call him back when we're through here. But anyway, so you prep the floor and then you color it. Now, there are acid stains, and in the first 4 or 5 years we're in business, we used acid stains exclusively. And an acid stain basically, excuse me, reacts with the concrete and changes the color of the concrete, and then you come back and coat on top of that, put a sealer. Like I said, we put an epoxy down. But the problem with an acid stain is when you put it down, you have to come back and neutralize that acid stain, and you use like ammonia and water to neutralize it. And so you stain the floor, and then you wait several hours for the stain to dry. Then you come back and you neutralize it, and you clean that up. You wait another 12 hours before you can put your coating down. So it's a process that takes 3 or 4 days. So about 5 years ago, companies started coming out with what they call UV stable dyes. And these UV stable dyes, you mix them with acetone and you put them down on the floor, and they look just almost identical to an acid stain. And the nice thing about an acetone dye is you can spray a floor and you can walk from one side of the room to the other. And by the time you get to the other side of the room, you can walk back to the front and start putting your epoxy coating down. And so it's works much quicker, looks the same way as looks the same as an acid stain. And we've been using them for years, unless somebody just specifically says I got to have an acid stain. But an acid stain is so much more difficult to work with. And you can use an acid stain basically in any concrete application you want. If you've got tile on the floor, you got to take the tile up. If you've got glue on the floor, you've got to grind that off. You don't want to try and get it off with chemicals. I remember when I first started in the business about 15 years ago, we did some large industrial areas, and there was glue on the floor where there'd been either a VCT tile or a carpet that had been glued down. And I used chemicals to get that stuff up, and it was about like near death. I remember doing a job in Dallas, Texas, and I didn't know how to grind in those days. We use walk-behind grinders with HEPA vacuum cleaners now, so that we don't get dust in the air and take all that stuff off real quickly. But I remember, using xylene to try and get this up, nothing would happen. And I went, and it seems like I bought a drum of a product that's called MEK. And a lot of these products will say, might cause cancer, but on MEK it says this product will cause cancer. And we use that to strip the glue off that floor. Believe me, friend, you do not want to use chemicals to try and, clean glue off the floor. We can, come in and grind all that stuff for it, color the floor for you, put a coat of epoxy down and a coat of urethane, give you a beautiful floor, and get it done, and it'll be professionally done, last you years and years and years. If you have a need for, a stained floor in your commercial, industrial application, or even your home, feel free to call me. My name's Kerry, and of course, we're TKO Concrete Coatings. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. We do serve the entire southeastern United States, but on a stained floor, we couldn't, travel to Atlanta or Orlando or whatever the case may be to do a garage. It would have to be a significant, size floor, a big area. But feel free to call me. My number is 615-414-3727. Thank you. But,